I was hoping the rabbi's not asking me to help.
My son saw me the first time teaching. He said, "How about this?" He said, "Never thought that I would be able to." It took us time to charge. This time the machine works, but it took us time to charge the machine. We started the class by saying that the pasuk Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash is mentioned the first time in this week's parasha. Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, "I'm going to take the Jewish people out. Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash." We said that the Gemara in Bechorot learns out from this pasuk. Milk comes from a kosher animal; it's kosher. Otherwise, we would think that milk falls into the category of Ever Min Achai, even though we are used to the word ever, because if you look carefully in the pasuk doesn't say ever. The halachic phrase now remains ever because milk is mutar. So we're looking now, open Masechet Avodah Zarah, Laripet, Daf Lamed Hey Amud Bet, Lamed Hey Amud Bet 35b, the Mishnah. Eilu devarim shel ovdei kochavim. Nathan, you have it there?
Yeah. Rabbi, if the pasuk doesn't say Eved Min Achai, what does it say? What is the pasuk?
Ach basar b'nafsho damo lo tochelu. דבר כזה, מדבר.
So we.
ואילו דברים של עובדי כוכבים אסורים, ואין איסורן איסור הנ"ל. The following items, food products that are kosher and come from nature is asur. The first one is chalav shechalavu akum ve'en Yisrael ro'eh. Milk of a cow that was milked from a cow, but was not supervised by a Jew, cannot be drank. This is our time. A pot.
So, Rabbi, milk from another animal, from let's say a goat, doesn't have to be halal.
It's the same. It's the same. Use an example. The pot, bread that was baked by a Gentile, even though all the ingredients are kosher, cannot be eaten by us. I'm sure you saw sometimes labels on his wife has an El Chalot, Pat Yisrael means if a Jew turned the oven, if a Jew threw the old time, the match into the fire, the Hashemen Shelahem, the oil, but Baruch Hashem, the Mishnah says, Rabbi Ubed Dino, Hitiru Hashem. So Pat Nochri, the Hashlakot Ukvashim, you go to a kosher restaurant, yes? One of the first jobs of the mashgiach in the morning is what? Is to turn the fire on. Why is that? Because it says in the Mishnah here that anything cooked by a Gentile, even though it's kosher, cannot be eaten.
I was in Madrid once for business. I went to the shul there in Madrid, and Ashkenaz man comes over to me. He says, "Do you speak Spanish?" I said, "Yes." He says, "I'm the mashgiach at the bakery. Every time I go to the bakery in the morning, the oven is already on. I need you to come with me to the bakery and tell them to wait till I get there to turn on the oven."
Oh, wow.
So I went with him. I told the guy, "Wait till he comes to open the oven." So okay. This kid was very frustrated.
In that case, does it turn the oven off and he puts it back on?
In this case, of course.
Unless the bread is in there already.
Otherwise, what
But if the donuts are in there already? It's a problem.
Look at the Rashi וההשלכות. Look at Rashi וההשלכות. Says Rashi, כל דבר שבשלו עקום, ואפילו בכלי טהור. Okay, I'm just saying it even though it's not our topic. This is the only type of food that cannot be eaten raw. For instance, if you buy carrot cooked by a goat, it's not a problem because carrot can be eaten raw. If you buy potato, but there's a question. Let's say you buy applesauce. Yes, it's not a problem because on the other side, even if cannot be eaten raw, only it's assumed only if it's a important food that normally is being served in royal dinner, yes, fish and meat, but some cheap stuff.
Today they eat all that raw.
Right.
Sushi.
Today there's no royal anymore.
Yeah.
The concept of royalty by using look at the Rashi J. כל דבר שבשלו עובד כוכבים ואפילו בכלי טהור וכולהו Mishum Chatnut. Mishum Chatnut means
Ah, yeah, in America.
Chachamim are afraid that the minute we share food, we go out to eat together,
Feel close to
we
people.
become close and brings to intermarriage. When I was a kid, the concept of going out to a restaurant didn't exist.
Yeah.
Didn't
Now there's
exist,
one on every corner.
right? Today, every time you become friendly with someone, let's go out to eat. This is the way people socialize.
Sure.
And the minute you go out to eat, okay, so we are focusing now on milk. Go now, this is the Mishnah in Daf Lamed Hey Amud Bet. As you know, most American religious Jews do drink in this country the regular milk. What is that? We're going to see it. Look at the Gemara, look at the Mishnah Daf Lamed Tet Amud Bet. Look Lamed Tet Amud Bet. Lamed Tet Amud Bet. Says the Mishnah, Ve'elu mutarim ba'achila. Remember, the previous Mishnah told us not to drink milk by a Gentile.
Yeah.
Chalav, shechalavo akum be'Yisrael. So if you see a title, Chalav Israel, means it's supervised by a Jew. Today, because of the high tech, the question is, if we have a camera in the barn, and you see in the camera how the guy is milking it. There's a camera, right? Is a camera considered
Is it
as if someone is unsupervising or not? Yes. When my first son had the Shabbat, he becomes a Chatan. I asked the Mashgiach, I see everything. How do you know what goes on between the time you bring the food? He says, look at this, there's a camera here tomorrow night, I'm watching. If anyone, Kashrut goes out of the Kedar. Which means that if Israel has cameras in Belgium and Holland, yes, in whatever the factory they manufacture chocolates and this, today it counts as here. This is Israel way. Now look at the Gemara and remember, we are going to understand now the two opinions why today, even though there is an American law, that if any farmer is being caught mixing non-kosher milk, so to say, his license to sell milk is gone.
In other words, but how any milk other than cow milk, basically, it's not the legislation not kosher. Any milk other than cow milk.
That's what I'm saying in America. My father, my in-laws went to Portugal.
Yeah, you don't know.
No. Obviously, you didn't eat in any place, but in the morning, the waiter comes to Mr. Melvin. Would you like a cup of coffee? Yes.
What's the milk?
Milk, yes. Which type of milk? So my father-in-law thought milk means he says skim milk. He says, no, my question to you, this is good. Camel milk, donkey's milk, pig's milk, or cow's milk.
Oh. You can't take any.
No.
You can't take any because you never know what spot is going to
No. Of course, he said thank you. I'll take it black. But,
Yeah.
but the point is,
At least
We-
they
we-
ask.
There's some countries that, like in the Caribbean,
No, but at least they
when they do the
ask.
milk locally, they don't necessarily. use
I'll
cow
read
milk.
you what I saw this morning. I mean, this stuff, for many years, it's something very interesting. Moshe Soloveitchik was in Switzerland. Listen to this. This is what he says. An educated religious Jew lives in Switzerland. He saw very often, here is a non-Jewish maid in the summer bringing two big, huge jugs of milk from the top mountains to the bottom. He's asking her, it's so hard, the milk is going to be spoiled.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a goya. She goes, the cows are the best cows. She says to her, this is what she says to him. She says to him, don't worry. Every time I put some milk from a female donkey, and this
Keeps it
preserves it.
Ah.
Nothing. It's not, even if it's exposed to the sun, He said, he says,
You know, because that person, you could ask that person, where's the milk from? They'll say from a cow.
and it is milk from
You're
a
not
cow.
gonna say, I
And
made
it is
a
edited.
little donkey milk.
Anyway, so what are we? Obviously, we are relying on Ramosha Feinstein. Let's see what Ramosha Feinstein is saying. Let's see.
So there's a story about Rabbi Feinstein, I'm sure you've heard it. He was at a breakfast.
So I'll read you why the story is good
So
only
he
for us.
picked up Golden Flow, and then he put it down. Then he picked up J&J, and he drank it. And he said, "Oh, Golden Flow's no good anymore." So they asked him what happened. He's known it was empty.
Oh.
In a minute, I'll read you the language of Rabbi Feinstein. Anyway, listen carefully now. Listen. Look
You know,
at
it says Shechalavo or Ben Kochavim.
No.
Today,
Ben
they do it
Israel.
by machine.
No, he's asking.
It's still the same thing.
Jack is asking. It's not even a goo; it's a machine. Let's say those who eat the most square matzot, the night of the Seder.
Oh, yeah.
The matzah has to be baked lishma. The machine bakes.
Who pushes the button down?
The one that pushes the button.
It's like turning on the fire.
I mean, in the language of the Gemara and Baba Kama is giri delay. If I shoot an arrow and I kill someone, I didn't kill him. The arrow killed him.
Yeah, however
You
you
use the force behind it.
And the force behind it, so the force behind baking is the tzitzit that me and you are wearing. If you buy it, it says it was with Nishma. Nishma is the machine. The machine, okay. So look at the Gemara now. Look at the Gemara. Tanina,
That's why they have the hand spun.
Gemara.
Right? Rather than the tzitzit.
Yeah.
They have the hand, which is
Much more expensive.
more chashuv, right?
It's much more chashuv, right? Tanina lehad etanu Rabbanan. Please listen carefully to the Gemara. Yoshev Israel b'tzad edro shel ha'akul. The Jew is sitting by the flock, by the 20 cows, ועובד כוכבים חולב לו ומביא לו ואינו חושש. I'm sitting there, I'm not watching, no, the point. I'm not watching every cow that he milks, but I'm in the area when he's milking the cows and I'm there. So the Gemara says, Eichidami, what is the case? This is good. If I know for a fact that the Gentile has 20 cows, only cows, and he doesn't have a pig, Shita. Now, if you take it away, it's written. So every farm in upstate New York that has only cows and doesn't have pigs, the mutar will see them. And if he does have few pigs, and I'm not watching every cow being milked, why is it mutar? So again, if the farmer, I'm in the farm in upstate New York, there's 20 cows, I'm not watching how he's doing it, but I'm around the area, mutar. If it doesn't have, I should mutar. If it has, why is it mutar?
Yeah.
Listen carefully now. The olam, the ikad about Ameh. Yes, pigs. Chika chazirel, chiyativ lo chazirel. If I stand, I'm sitting and reading the paper.
Yeah.
If I stand, I can see all the cows and all the pigs. I can see the boy milking. Chiyativ, if I sit down, lo chazirel. Ma would I would have said, when I sit down, I cannot really see individually every cow being milked. Neichush, let's suspect Gilma Mighty, maybe he's milking the pigs also. This is the key of every supervision today in many areas. Keivan dechika chazel, irtuta mirtat. If the Gentile would see me, or if he's milking a pig and he's mixing it, he would be very afraid because he's losing his velo me'arev. So here is a Gemara that even though I don't see personally, but if the guy is afraid from me being there, yes?
He has his own standard, so to speak, or even for himself, or
But
what he hears
you
the
realize
market
it's
wants.
a chidush gadol.
Yeah.
It's a chidush. I don't see and I know yes, done kosher. But if my presence would frighten him, yes, would frighten him, right?
So would that apply to the lady bringing the milk down and she puts
So
a milk in it?
if she was working for a Jew, so then listen what
When you have it after.
listen carefully. Remember, Rabbi Feinstein is in the country here from the 30s. He said like this. Even though, right, today pigs are not to be found in most farms, yes, and we will see the Rambam in a bit. It says Rabbi Feinstein, if a goy, if you catch a farm, a milk-producing farm, and they mix, let's say, pig's milk, Yanshu will be punished by the government.
Yeah,
And the government would close the Mitztarchulis Gora and the government supervises.
Too much of a term.
אם כן, יש כאן ידיעה ברורה, it's clear to us, שלא יבוא חלב טמא, and it's as if.
But Rabbi Prague, what happens with our concept, which I don't understand, the batal b'shishim and all that?
So
I
what
mean,
is about the b'shishim?
batel?
Batel b'shishim is only if it's only by taste, but b'min b'mino, if it's said, batel b'shishim means like this. If my grandson takes his bottle and he he's adding some ingredients to the cholent on Shabbat, so 5 drops of milk went in, right? 5 drops, 10 drops are being batel in 1 pound of barley, meat, 4 pounds, potatoes, beans. This is batel b'shishim. You realize if the goy here is milking the pigs, it's much cheaper. He wants to sell me a gallon of milk at a quarter, a fifth. This is not shishim. Shishim is only 60 times against it. It's never shishim here.
Does the question of raw come in here or no?
What?
Raw.
I just asked the same question.
I mean, this is Mikol Makom. So this is what Rabbi Feinstein says.
You can assume it's perfect.
Rabbi Feinstein concludes, אבל מכל מקום, לבעלי נפש, how would you translate the word בעלי נפש? A man who is looking to raise the bar, מן הראוי להחמיר, וכן אני נוהג להחמיר לעצמי. Rabbi Feinstein says, this is written in the 40s. אני מחמיר, אבל מי שרוצה להקל, הוא עושה כדין. So if you are in Hawaii and you go to the supermarket and you buy, it's called Chalav Stam, it says it's fine.
Okay.
But it says if you are, say, today it's available everywhere, of course it's more expensive. Of course it's more expensive.
Rabbi, what do they do exactly to call milk halavis? What's the process? What do they do?
I just told
No,
you.
but I'm saying, what process?
And the
While is
milking milk, not necessarily processing.
Remember, this is America, this is not Saudi Arabia.
No, I'm talking about America.
No, I'm telling you. The producer wants me to buy some milk. For that, I'm not a Jew, yeah? So it's very, very clear. It goes straight from the cow to the tanker, that's it. I'm not afraid now. They're not permitted to have any ingredients in the milk. Otherwise, it goes.
Oh, so are they watching them while it's being milked, the cow?
Milk, this is it.
Okay.
So how? Either they have a mashgiach in upstate that goes to the cow
I'm
every
assuming that they
morning.
all run in the same plant.
It's not only one plant.
It's not the plant, it's the milking.
No,
Those
no,
are
no,
pasture
no,
raised.
The milk is being done in a plant.
Right. That's it. The mashgiach. Let's say there's a cow and it comes twice a day. You milk a cow, approximately 4 or 5 in the morning, and in the evening before they go to sleep. At that time, the mashgiach is around. So I mentioned before, today, in factories, they're using electronic camera. But in a farm, it's very different. So this is it. Let's see now how the Rambam. Okay, of course, many disagree. When I was a kid, Remember, I grew up in the 50s, a kid. My parents got one egg a week or twice a week for me. Okay? Now, milk was very, very difficult. And we are kids. Most of the kids were kids of Holocaust survivors. So many places sold milk powder. The question is,
Yeah, powdered
the
milk.
same soup
What's the source
will
of the
apply or not.
milk for the made powder?
Okay.
How is it made? How is it
They
made?
dry milk and then they
Oh, right.
They
So
dry-
last
They
long
take the
time.
liquid out, and they take the water part of it, and they all the
Take-
mix, full
Take
milk
this,
solids,
take the Rambam.
milk solids.
Open, Larry,
The
open the
explanation, I
Rambam.
forgot they had milk powders.
פרק ג' מהלכות מאכלות אסורות, or if you want you can see right here, yeah, where the Rambam is, פרק ג' מאכלות אסורות, הלכה י"ז. We are going to see the Rambam. The Rambam מאכלות אסורות is in Sefer Kedusha.
So Rabbi, a person in America that drinks chalav stam, is he any less? Is that any less than the person drinking chalav Yisrael?
You hear a
It's a business.
political correct question.
And time to close the Zoom.
I wanna know why the Halabi Yisrael milk spoils faster, that's what I wanna know.
Listen carefully.
That's the question I
See,
have.
the rule in this business
Low
is,
fat.
No.
someone would ask me, Rabbi,
Both. No,
I stopped speaking Lashon Hara, 2 Lashon Hara less a month, but I drink Delwood milk. Drink the milk
Drink
every
the
day,
milk,
drink
just-
the milk. But I'm going to show you
That's
that,
all.
remember, it's a Mishnah.
Does it spoil faster?
What?
It seems
I
like
wanna know
that.
why Halabi Yisrael milk
Seems
spoils
to
faster,
spoil
that's what I wanna know.
Because it takes them a longer time to
The
bring
whole,
it from
it's much,
upstairs.
it's much older, you're saying.
It's older, I mean, remember, it's.
Oh, when you buy it, it starts
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
Oh, I got it.
Not of
Why?
course.
Why would it start over?
No, from the time, remember, normally, right?
This is the same, I'm watching the camera, they put it in the tanker.
No, I'm saying, that's what they tell me. Millions of dollars, right away from the milking to go to the store.
I mean, the system is more efficient because they have larger volume. Larger volume, they're processing greater and it's fresher because it's continuous flow as opposed to golden flow is not so
No,
fast.
it's not funny. I understand if there's 2 cups in front of you, then okay, take Chalav Yisrael, but
But the real answer is,
what's the
the
real?
real answer is, there is a Mishnah.
If it's the same, what's
The
the difference?
Mishnah tells us it's asur. Comes Rabbi Feinstein and says,
They give you the
many
hint there.
people disagree with Rabbi Feinstein and said, between me and you, any supervisor who go to my store, and I told him, would you like 1,000 in cash? Would any farm, Rabbi Feinstein says, halachically, if the government supervisors go to any farm you want to ask the farmer, if I'm offering you 1,000 a week, maybe it's
But I think this is a fact that pig milk you can't make butter out of it.
Oh, so we're going to see the Rambam. Good, you see
So
what
that's
the
the
Rambam,
reason why they.
you see what
also
Rani
don't wanna
says.
make more.
Rani is talking about butter. Let's see the Rambam. No, but the real answer is Rabbi Feinstein immerses a mutar. So it's kosher. But if you have a choice between
Of course.
the Mishnah says have it. So let's look again. פרק ג' הלכה י"ז, הלכות מאכלות אסורות. ג' י"ז. The only reason we are talking about it is only when I got married, the most difficult decision for my wife was to stop eating
Brian's ice cream.
Brian's ice cream.
Oh,
and
oh,
and I forgot the chocolate. There was a very good chocolate.
Hershey's.
No, there's much
No,
better, but
Nothing
whatever, yeah.
Certain types of chocolate.
So look at Gimel. So let's look at Halacha Yud Bet first.
You did it.
Rani Per Gimel Halacha Yud Bet.
Allowed.
So, but you see,
Yeah,
I'll explain to you. Your question was explained. Because if you take, today I prayed already. And I'll tell you why. Because yesterday I figured you're praying after
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
But again, till I come, till I this, Here, I start to pray before they put the tefillin. I get to Ishtabach,
Oh, I
finish
see.
Ishtabach, then I put every day tefillin now after Ishtabach. Otherwise, I cannot make it to Amidah.
Yeah.
I realized that I cannot do it. So
Yeah.
you look a second.
I have 8:30 downstairs for this.
No, but you see, sometimes you take it out of context. Because if you take a kid and grew up in a religious neighborhood, you would see, you want to hear a good story. My second son, Israel, my wife once couldn't pick him up, so she called the Italian neighbor by us. I used to live in a apartment building. Can you pick my son? Gladly. She knew that he's a Jew, so she says to my wife, I knew I cannot give him cookies and this, but she says to him, can I give you milk? He says to her, let me open your refrigerator and see which milk you have.
Oh, yeah.
She told my wife she was stunned.
She couldn't believe it.
What's
What's the difference with milk? Milk is milk, right?
What is he going to look for? He was a kid and he had Chalav Israel. He said he knew at the curtain to look.
Yeah.
No, she came, she was very touched by it. He said, I knew I gave him food, I gave him this, I want to give milk.
Yeah.
Look at the Rambam. Chalav be'ema, you see, טמאה, אינו נקפה ועומד כחלב הטהורה. ואם נתערב חלב טהורה וחלב טמאה, כשתעמיד אותו יעמוד חלב הטהורה. Okay, this is in the process. ומפני זה, I want to show you. This is good. This is when it comes to cheese. It comes to cheese. Right, just a second. I'm sorry. Go second to Halacha Yutzai. Then we'll come back. Yutzai.
Next page.
Got it, top of the page.
ישראל שישב בצד העדר של גוי. The Jew is sitting near the flock of the cows. והלך הגוי והביא לו חלב מן העדר. אף על פי שיש בעדר even though the flock has בהמה טמאה, הרי זה מותר. ואף על פי שלא ראה אותו חולב, even though he didn't see him milking, yes?
Yeah.
והוא שיכול לראותו כשהוא חולב, כשיעמוד.
Yeah.
As long as the Jew is, the non-Jew is aware that the Jew can sin, שהגוי מתיירא לחלוב מן הטמאה, שמא יעמוד ויראה אותו. Fine. So this is it. So comes Rabbi Feinstein and says that the government supervision counts as if. This is why he says it's okay. So this is milk. Now what Rani said before, go back now to Halacha Yudalet.
Okay.
Now, do you know how they produce American cheese? Larry, do you know how they do it? You have a rennet. Did you ever rennet?
Yeah.
Normally, the best cheese that you buy, Italian cheese, is you take the milk and you put it in the stomach of the animal, and the enzyme rennet is there, and this is how it becomes cheese.
Yeah. Or
Now-
they take the enzyme from the cow
Now,
and they put it
going
in the
back
cheese.
to Larry's question, what is the enzyme? Nothing. The answer is this is
Oh.
the enzyme makes it. This is why it's not batter. So
Oh.
now, what is our cheese today?
It's
We have
artificial
an
rennet.
artificial rennet. So listen to the Rambam. גבינה שמעמידים אותה הגויים בעשבים או במי פירות, the goyim used to have this rennet produced from somehow from juices or saraf התאנים, sap from, והרי הם ניכרים בגבינה. It's obvious that the cheese
That's the way
was
it was made.
הורו מקצת הגאונים שהיא אסורה. This is why. It should be 100% kosher. שכבר גזרו על כל גבינת העקום, בין שהם ידוע בדבר אסור, בין שהם ידוע בדבר מותר. The Rambam, if you carefully read what he says מקצת הגאונים. He tells you it's a machloket. The milk is a kosher milk. And the cheese was produced from rennet, produced from
Artificial, not
artificial.
It should be the same as Chalav. Right.
Now, if you want to see how far this goes, האוכל גבינת הגויים, או חלב שחלבו, ואין ישראל רואהו, the time of the Rambam, מכים אותו מכת מרדות. The Beit Din will give him lashes.
Strong.
This is why what Rabbi Feinstein said became,
Controversial.
he said, no, it's not good lashes. Many rabbis agree, many disagree. And every religious Jew that is using it, says it's fine. Then he talks about butter. Butter, he says it's mutar. שהרי לא גזרו על החמה והחלב. We'll stop here tomorrow. Now, if you are here, the minyan is half. The shiur is half of the people because people are on vacation with the kids.
Yeah, they're on vacation,
Here,
yeshiva.
tomorrow. How was the night in Israel?
They're saying now, the usual, who knows who's playing games, This one says that they're reneging on certain things. This one is waiting for Smartich. This one is waiting for this one. The usual.
Netanyahu is very afraid. If Smotrich steps out, the government is out.
And he was clear yesterday, said Israel has not yet approved it, Israel has to get the approvals. Even though the president is talking like it's done,
But the president has to do it because
credit.
Biden has to go
He's
out.
leaving.
He's
As a
leaving,
hero.
he wants it,
Yeah, but they're already giving credit. They already
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
It's scary. You feel bad, even though they
They
make
both
Biden